Hello again and welcome back. As a business owner, business leader, or entrepreneur, it is critical that you surround yourself with a team of top talented branding and creative professionals. Businesses sometimes assume that they can simply hire a couple of contract designers to mock up a logo and throw together a website and they'll be good to go. And whenever they need some additional designs created or marketing campaigns developed, they will simply hire a couple more temporary designers to complete the task. But a well-developed and executed brand will take several weeks and often months to create, design, build, manage, and update. Businesses need a dedicated team in place to ensure quality and consistency, connecting their brand vision to their brand strategy, designing their visual assets, and share brand values throughout the organization. This creative and branding team will put the brand front and center and guarantee the daily marketing, advertising, and operations are all aligned to your brand's vision and your goals. To better understand the importance of a dedicated team, here are 5 crucial functions a creative branding and design team will play in helping your business achieve its goals. Number 1, designing and implementing your visual identity. Your growing business will need a team of creative directors, designers, and graphic artists to not only design your brand's original visual identity, but to also consistently be implementing your brand across your web pages, your product marketing campaigns, your advertisements, your promotions, and your internal documents. Doing this effectively requires each member of the creative team to possess a deep understanding of your business goals, target audience, competition, positioning, purpose, values, mission, and vision. Number 2, aligning your business to your brand vision. Upper management will unfortunately often make business decisions without the brand in mind, even though every decision will affect the brand either financially or through its reputation. However, when there is a brand team in place, they can help make more intelligent decisions that support the integrity of the vision of your brand. They may also offer valuable feedback and advice on the best way to implement and execute new brand initiatives. Number 3, brand promotion. Your brand strategy is built and designed by your creative design and branding team. Therefore, they are able to collaborate with your marketing team to provide insight on the best ways to effectively promote your brand. After all, marketing and content strategy are just the tools that are used to execute your brand strategy. Number 4, build a company culture that reflects your brand. Your brand is not just visible to the customers, it should also have an impact on your team members. When your business has a dedicated internal creative team, they will help shape the culture of your business in ways that support your brand. Everything that your internal team does and says should demonstrate the core values of your vision of your brand. Number 5, protecting your brand identity. Successful brands are built on brand equity and consumer recognition. That is why it is critical that your brand's visual identity remains consistent. Your creative and branding team is responsible for creating, enforcing, and revising your brand guidelines to make sure that every customer touchpoint adheres to your brand standards. In order to develop an effective brand strategy, design the necessary brand assets, and implement that strategy consistently across all of your consumer touchpoints, you will need to recruit a team of top talented creative and branding professionals. You may be wondering, what positions does your business need to fill, and what technical and soft skills will the team members need to possess to support your brand and lead it to a successful future? When analyzing a potential candidate, pay close attention to their personality, creative goals, and their motivations, and pay less attention to where they have worked or what brands they have done work for. You need to make sure that their personality, vision, and values aligns with and supports those of your brand. In order for them to produce their best work and be engaged, they must believe in your brand and feel a connection to your mission. Obviously, when hiring a creative individual, they must possess the necessary technical skills and experience to effectively perform their vital functions and meet the needs of your business. At the minimum, a creative team should possess expert knowledge of Adobe's suite of software tools. For designers, this includes Photoshop, Illustrator, InDesign, and Adobe XD. I also highly recommend another non-Adobe design software called Sketch, which is a less expensive but highly functional alternative to the Adobe programs. If your business requires video animation, your creative team members should also have expert working knowledge of Adobe Premiere, After Effects, Audition, and Adobe Media Encoder. Your creative team will also need to possess a high-level proficiency in web development. This can either be custom development or knowledge of content management systems like WordPress, ClickFunnels, Wix, Shopify, or Squarespace. In addition to technical skills, I also highly recommend looking for design candidates who have user interface and user experience skills, as well as a traditional art background. Creatives that have an art background often possess more refined skills and knowledge of advanced color theory, spatial concepts, and typography. These traditional designs and artistic skills have been proven to assist designers in greater capacity than just technical software knowledge. Once you have found a talented individual with all the technical skills that your business requires, it's time to determine if they are the right fit for your workplace culture. There are some required soft skills and personality traits that each candidate should possess so they work well within your workplace culture. Some of these skills are good communication, the ability to collaborate with other creatives, the ability to express empathy and emotional intelligence, solve complex creative problems, and be innovative and creative thinkers. Now that you know who you need to hire, let's discuss a little bit about the team size. There are some key roles and positions that need to be filled by either a dedicated internal team or a creative and branding agency that is familiar with your brand and always at your disposal. However, there may be times when you need to scale up or scale down based on certain projects or marketing campaigns. This is when it is critical that you have a handful of contract designers and developers that are already familiar with your brand to pick up the slack and help meet creative timelines. I would suggest looking for these contractors while you are building your internal team. This will give them time to assimilate themselves with your brand and be trained by your higher level creative directors and brand managers. So when the time comes for them to jump in and help out, there won't be a lengthy onboarding process or learning curve to overcome. To help you get started in the hiring process, here are some key positions that should be filled before beginning any brand development. Creative Director. Creative directors are responsible for connecting creative leads with companies. As part of the job, close collaborations with the designers, copyrights, sales personnel, and the marketing team is required to produce creative content for the products and the services that are being sold. Charged with heading advertising strategies, creative directors supervise team members and oversee projects, events, and product launches. In many small to medium companies, the creative director also acts as the brand manager. In this role, they will act as the ultimate brand keeper. They are the individuals who maintain brand consistency and ensure that the marketing goals are aligned with your brand strategy. Web designer. A web designer's primary job is to create attractive and functional websites. They design each site's layout and organize the information in a way that is visually pleasing, logical, and intuitive. A skilled web designer uses a combination of technical knowledge and visual design techniques to create a website. A well-designed and easy-to-use website draws people to your business's online presence. Graphic designers. Graphic designers use 2- or 3-dimensional art to create visual concepts. They design logos and layout designs for print and digital media, including websites, magazines, brochures, user interfaces, product labels, reports, and advertisements. They work with other professionals to incorporate typesetting, illustration, photography, and even programming to ensure products display as intended. Great graphic designers understand how to communicate your brand visually and effectively. Web developers. Web developers are information technology professionals who develop and maintain websites. Web developers use a variety of programming languages, including HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, to create websites from templates or from scratch. Web developers gather requirements from clients to determine what technologies should be used to build a website. Using their strong technical skills, web developers work with web designers to determine the look and feel of your websites. In addition to having working knowledge of programming languages, developers should possess experience developing with online content management systems like WordPress. Creative project manager. This is a very important position that needs to be responsibly held within your creative team environment. They need to keep your design team focused on their vital functions and their priorities, not managing projects. Creative project managers plan and organize project budgets, timelines, and the scope of work. They serve as the liaison between all your creative team members to establish expectations, as well as monitoring project timelines, workloads, and project objectives to ensure that they all stay on track. So now that you know what positions need to be filled and what to look for in candidates, what is the best way to find and recruit top talent? I have typically found that referrals are usually the best solution, especially if you already have a few top talented team members on your team. Top talented team members and players want to work with other top talented team players. So ask your current team members if they know of any other candidates that would be a good fit. I also suggest posting job openings on LinkedIn to find and recruit the best individuals within your industry. Another alternative is to post and search for candidates through online job posting services. If you are looking to hire full-time employees, you should check out sites like Monster, Indeed, Dice, and ZipRecruiter. If you are searching for part-time or contract assistants, you can search websites like Upwork, Fiverr, and Codeable. Now that your creative brand and design team is in place, you need to lead them so the work that they produce is aligned with your business goals. When leading a creative team, the usual corporate structures often don't work and can even turn your team against you. If you try to impose a rigid set of performance tracking, daily progress updates, and reporting requirements, you will witness their willingness to create engaging works of art quickly disappear. Authoritative leadership styles will destroy their creativity and have them walking out the door in search for a more collaborative and inspiring experience. The best way to lead your creative team is by creating a work environment that caters to their specific way of thinking and personalities. By understanding how a creative team member thinks, what they aspire to become, and what they personally need, you can help provide the structure that will empower them to reach their potential while fulfilling their roles. When a creative team is having fun, it will reduce anxiety and allow them to collaborate better, be inspired by their work, and be fully engaged in the vision of your business. If you have the right people in the right positions and you are not limiting their potential with rigid corporate structures, great work will always be the outcome. To help you get started, here are 7 tips on how to effectively lead your creative team. Tip number 1, have the right leader in place. The creative director or the brand manager must have the technical expertise and communication skills to properly lead the team. However, it's even more important that the leader understands the vision of your brand and is able to inspire others to design based on that vision. It is also crucial that the creative lead possess empathy and emotional intelligence while being decisive. A strong leader knows when to be open to a team member's ideas and opinions, but also when they need to be firm and make executive decisions. The creative leader should always support a collaborative team-based approach to solving problems, not simply assign individual problems to each team member. And finally, always let your creative team be creative without negative repercussions. Give them the freedom to experiment with ideas so they can thrive without the risk of failure. Tip number 2, implement the right process. In order for your creative team to produce their best work, they must have a well-organized design process to follow. To help facilitate a creative team, you need to clearly define the expectations, goals, production schedules, and deadlines for each project. Creative teams can design incredible works that will inspire anyone that comes in contact with your brand, but don't overlook the need for process, direction, and focus. Tip number 3, create the right environment. Creative professionals can pull inspiration from anywhere at any time. Therefore, you should find opportunities to inspire your team within their physical environment. This could include scheduling collaborative brainstorming sessions where all team members work together within a dedicated creative space. The right environment may also require that they have access to the tools and resources that they need outside of the office. So, offer the flexibility to work from home or whenever the time of day that they're most creative. A creative team should have the freedom to do their best work whenever inspiration strikes. Tip number 4, help your creative team achieve their dreams. Creative professionals are often very independent and have personal goals that they are constantly working towards. As projects come and go, they will always be dreaming about achieving these personal goals. They want their art to make a lasting impact on the world, not just fulfill a corporate task that is absent of their own creative signature. By asking your creative team members what their dreams are and helping them get closer to those dreams, you will further inspire them to produce their best work for you. Tip number 5, support collaboration, not competition. Competition within the work environment can motivate and engage some employees and departments. However, for creatives, this often produces tension, frustration, and disengagement. You will get the best work out of your creative team when they are excited to do work together, not against each other. Some of the most incredible and inspiring ideas can come out of high energy collaboration between great creative minds. Tip number 6, emphasize your brand vision. Creatives want to be part of something bigger than themselves. They want their work to serve a higher purpose, to reflect the mission of your brand and inspire the community that is built around your brand. Therefore, constantly emphasizing the vision of your company and brand will unify the entire team around a common goal. Make sure every employee understands not just their individual contribution, but also how their role fits into the bigger picture. Tip number 7, don't mix creatives with executives. Upper management and executives are under constant pressure to meet deadlines, keep track of the bottom line, and communicate with anxious clients. If they are in contact with your creatives, this will only create friction and tension between these departments. Therefore, it's the job of the creative director and the brand manager to be the middleman. They should debrief the executives and then translate what needs to be accomplished to the creative team in their own terms, words, and tone. All right, that is all for now. Be sure to review and complete the action guide for this module, and I will see you in the next training session.